Dear child, may the angels surround you with their light and guide you into peace and clarity right now. You are being welcomed into a sacred moment, a message meant for you, a stream of divine truth flowing directly to your heart. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes for just a second. What has happened in your world recently was not ordinary conflict, not just another scene of drama that fades into yesterday. It was a breakthrough, a shaking of the spiritual ground beneath you, a moment that was always meant to come because destiny had been waiting for it. While you were focused on healing, on walking your path, something intense was building in a place just beyond your sight. In that unseen space, your name was spoken, not softly, not in passing, but with undeniable power. A truth that had been buried for so long finally rose and burst into the open. It came out because the third person, the one who thought they had control, lost their grip. They were not prepared for what your person would say. They never expected them to look directly into their eyes and confess something with such clarity and finality. But they did, and when they did, everything shifted. They said, "It's always been them. They are the one." 100%. Those words broke through illusions. The silence that had weighed heavy for so long, the games, the pretense, it all shattered in a single moment. From that instant on, nothing could remain the same. The angels whisper that this was no simple argument. It was a divine interruption, a deliberate breaking of false structures, forcing the path of destiny back into alignment. The third party thought they were winning. They thought your memory had faded, that whatever bond once existed was dust by now. They believed your person no longer held you in their heart, but they were mistaken. The moment your name was spoken, your person's entire energy shifted. Something in them cracked open, or perhaps finally woke up. The third party could no longer deny the truth. They saw with their own eyes what they had tried to ignore, that your person never truly loved them, that their heart was never fully in that place. When your person defended you, it was not out of habit, not out of pity, not even out of guilt. It was their entire spirit rising to protect the truth. And truth, once it stands, does not back down. The third party shouted, accused, reminded them of all the things they had done to prove themselves. But none of it mattered. In that moment, your person was locked into the memory of you. They thought of how you once made them feel safe and seen, how you never begged, how your love was patient, pure, and without manipulation. And that is when they said what could never be taken back. You don't understand. They are not just from my past. They are the only one who ever truly saw me. And I will never stop feeling that connection. Those words fell into the room like fire. They burned away illusion. They broke the fragile control the third party held. They revealed the sacred truth that had always been alive beneath the surface. Perhaps the universe needed this moment, needed those words spoken out loud, so that even the one who fought hardest against them could no longer deny what was real. Your person added, with clarity in their voice, "What I felt for them wasn't temporary. It wasn't a game. I know I was the one who ruined it, but no matter how far I go, I always feel them in my soul." This was not guilt. It was clarity. It was truth spilling out after years of silence. And once clarity is spoken, nothing can return to how it was. After that, your person withdrew into silence. Alone, with no distractions, they sat in the quiet and felt the echoes of you. Your laughter came back to them. The memory of your presence came alive. They remembered something you once said, perhaps casually at the time, about not forcing what's real. Suddenly, those words felt like prophecy. They looked at their life now and realized it is all being forced. What they had with you never had to be forced. It was alive on its own. That realization haunts them, but in a beautiful way, like a truth that has been waiting patiently to be recognized. The third party feels this shift deeply. They feel your person pulling away. They see the distance in their eyes. They feel the cold silence growing between them. They sense that something has changed permanently. They recognize it in the way your person avoids eye contact, in the way they drift into thoughts, in the way their body is present, but their spirit is somewhere else. They know your person is not fine, no matter how often they say the words. The glue that once held them together is gone, and that glue was you. Inside, your person has already begun writing the unsent message. They start with, "I didn't know how to say this," and they end with, "But I never stopped loving you." They write it word by word in their mind every night. They don't send it, not yet, because fear keeps their hands still. Fear that you may not feel the same. Fear that you have moved on. Fear that speaking will leave them completely vulnerable. But still, they write it. They cannot help it. And more is happening. The spiritual bond between you is stirring again. They dream of you. They see your name in strange places where it should not be. They feel emotions rise suddenly, emotions that carry your energy. They may not understand it with logic, but their soul remembers. Their soul is calling out, reaching toward you. Beloved one, you must know this. Your connection was real. You did not imagine it. You did not exaggerate it. What you gave was pure, and what you gave was true. And now the universe itself is shifting, pulling threads, moving mountains, realigning paths. Your story is not over. It is unfolding into a new chapter. When your person declared, "They are the one," it was the crack in the mask. The unraveling had begun. They did not just defend you, they claimed you. even if you were not there to hear it, even if the room around them grew silent with judgment, even if their voice trembled, they said it. And words like that, once spoken, cannot be taken back. Since that night, nothing feels right to them anymore. Their laughter feels empty, their conversations forced, their routines hollow. They go to sleep with memories of you and wake up with questions about you. The third party senses this collapse too. They feel the warmth gone, the house colder, the silence louder. They notice the pause in your person's eyes when your name is mentioned, the hesitation when the future is spoken of. They know something vital has shifted. Your person has begun to pray. In secret, they ask for signs. They ask for a way to return, a way to make right what was lost. And the signs are coming to them through music, through dreams, through strangers who suddenly speak your name. They are beginning to realize that what you shared was not ordinary. It was sacred. It was written into your souls before either of you were ready to hold it. That is why it cannot be erased. That is why forgetting you was never possible. They imagine reaching out over and over. They rehearse it in the car, in the shower, in the quiet of night. They imagine your reaction. They wonder if you would still smile when you hear their voice, if your presence would still feel like home. They wonder if your life is peaceful now, if you have found someone who treats you right. It eats them up because they know you deserve it. But still, they hope, selfishly, that maybe you are waiting, not because you owe them anything, but because they finally know that if they had another chance, they would not run this time. They would not hide. They would not choose fear over love again. If you have been feeling their energy, if your dreams have grown vivid, if songs strike your heart differently, it is not your imagination. The bond was never cut. The moment they spoke your name again with truth, the angels began moving. Timelines began to realign. A moment is coming. Perhaps a message, perhaps a phone call, perhaps a sudden face-to-face meeting. And when it comes, it will not just be an apology. It will be a return, a sacred realignment, a healing. They know they cannot show up empty. They are preparing something deeper, a truth that trembles with vulnerability. They are preparing to not just fix what was broken, but to rebuild from the ashes, to build something worthy of the soul connection they now understand. And you, beloved, you do not have to decide right now. Your healing has given you freedom. You may choose to embrace them, or you may choose to walk on without them. Both are valid, and both honor your soul. But if you feel the soft pull in your heart, if something inside you still opens at the thought of them returning as the person you always knew they could be, then know this: it is not fantasy. It is divine timing. The universe has already begun shifting. The illusions are collapsing. The masks are falling. The truth has been spoken. And once truth is free, it changes everything. Your love story was never meant to end in silence or confusion. It was meant to carry peace, to bring clarity, and to give both of you the power of choice. Maybe, just maybe, it was meant to hold space for another chance. The third person who was caught in the middle of this will heal as well. Their story will shift, their path will adjust, and their soul will find new balance. This was never about villains or victims. It was about lessons, timing, sacred contracts, and awakening. Every person involved is being guided into a higher alignment. And though it hurts, the pain itself is what makes this moment powerful. You are not just a lesson to them. You were a mirror, reflecting the truth they tried to hide from, and a compass pointing them back to what was real. Now that the storm is starting to settle, they are seeing a road that leads back to you, not as an escape, but as destiny itself. Strange things have been happening lately. They have started dreaming of you again, and these dreams are not shallow or fleeting. They are vivid, powerful, and feel like memories from another lifetime. In one dream, you are laughing together in a home you've never stepped into, but it feels like it belongs to you. In another, you are sitting together in silence, not speaking with words, yet your souls are holding the loudest conversation imaginable. They wake from these dreams shaken, breathless, disoriented, with their heart pounding in their chest. They grab their phone instinctively, almost expecting a message from you. Even when no message is there, it still feels as though you were with them, in the room, in their mind, in their energy. Your absence is not empty, it is deafening. It follows them into crowded rooms, into quiet meetings, into conversations that should feel normal but don't anymore. People around them have started to notice, asking if they are okay. They say the rehearsed answers, but inside they know the truth. They are not okay, not without you, not anymore. They thought time would fix this, that distance would dilute the intensity, that another person might dull the edge of longing. But time has done the opposite. It has become a mirror reflecting their mistakes, their missed chances, and every moment they denied their own heart. Instead of fading, the connection feels stronger now. It doesn't feel like nostalgia. It feels like destiny pressing harder each day. The universe will not allow them to forget you, because forgetting you would mean denying truth. And you, your soul, your love, your presence are a truth their heart cannot rewrite. Every attempt to move forward with someone else feels hollow. Every forced smile cracks too soon. Every hand they've held has only reminded them that it wasn't yours. Recently, someone close to them casually mentioned your name. It wasn't planned or dramatic. just a simple moment in conversation. You weren't like this when they were around. You've changed since you let them go. That one sentence landed like a thunderclap in their chest. They couldn't respond in the moment, but later that night, they sat alone in their car much longer than usual, staring into the dark, thinking. They replayed everything. The way you looked at them with eyes that saw their flaws and loved them anyway. The way you noticed the sadness they tried so hard to bury. The way you held their soul in your awareness, even when they weren't ready to face it themselves. That memory undid them. The fact that you truly saw them and they pushed it away shattered them in silence. Your name is no longer just a memory. It is a magnet pulling them toward honesty, healing, and redemption. They have been rehearsing the words they know they need to say to you. Not the shallow "I miss you" they once thought would be enough, but words they never had the courage to say before. I was wrong. You deserve truth. You deserve peace. And if you still want it, you deserve us. They know this cannot be easy. They know they will have to earn back what they broke. But for the first time, they are ready to fight, not for ego, not for control, but for love. And if you've been feeling sudden waves of emotion, a racing heartbeat that arrives out of nowhere, or moments when thoughts of them feel unshakably close, that is not coincidence. That is soul tethering, the invisible bond still glowing between you. Your angels want you to remain open, not naive, not unguarded, but open, because this is not about repeating the same story. It is about rewriting it with awareness, clarity, and intention. If they return, it will not be as the person who was unsure or half committed. It will be as someone who finally knows who they are and what they choose, shaped in part by the love they once tried to bury. And you are not who you once were either. You are stronger, wiser, steadier. You no longer wait passively. You align. You no longer beg. You attract. You have healed for them, but more importantly, you healed for yourself. That is why your souls are moving closer again, not in the frequency of pain, but in the frequency of purpose.